Setting it up. All right, got it. All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. Hello, hello. All right, cool. All right, we are live. All right, welcome everyone. It is the middle of the week. This is what we do. It's midweek mindset. Today's topic is going to be great. Captions popping up. I guess that's a YouTube thing. All right. It's going to be a really, really good segment. If you missed my Saturday class, I am so sorry. I did not record that one. I may revisit that topic on Saturday, just so I could get it on recording. That way we could go ahead and sparse it out and kind of get those little key terms, key things, so that way everybody can understand the mindset of a trader. And I will go ahead and fix this. If you don't know who I am JD the Great, one of the coaches at Cheat Code. And I appreciate everyone that's joining us here. Today, we're going to do midweek mindset reset. Wednesday wisdom for weekend wins to refuel your fire, reignite your passion. So let's go ahead and get to it. So in this one, we're going to be talking about, like last one we talked about the fear and greed, how we handle fear and greed and everything under the sun, and how to kind of keep that balance, because the market is designed based on balance. You want to make sure that you have the proper setup, proper position, making sure that you are applying the proper fear, which is stop loss, and also have the proper greed, so that way you can have your winners run as long as they can. So as we're going into this one is a pursuit of happiness. So being a trader has its flaws, and there's days where you're super green, everything's great, and you feel like you can just do this, you can knock it out, you feel invincible. But you got to have that balance of being able to keep that happiness. And happiness is not only on the success of your trade. I want everybody to write this down or say it to yourself. I am more than a trader. I am better than a trader. So I want you to understand that this journey itself, there is no straight path. There's going to be some bumps in the road. There's going to be a little crooked turn or a crooked turn here, and you're going to have to deviate or pave your own road and maybe come up with your own strategy. So the goal is the pursuit of happiness. All right. So I want y'all to understand the misconception of material gain, right? So material gain is great. It's something that, everybody wants the new car. They want that new handbag. They want all the little nuances because it makes you feel good, right? For the women, I know you can agree with me. Y'all like y'all retail therapy, right? It just feels good to buy something brand new, a new dress. Guys have the same thing. They just don't say it. I love electronics. The first thing I want to do is buy the next great electronic that stands out. It could be something that's already done, but it's just a little bit more efficient. Like I was excited of a electronic tea kettle. My wife thought I was a little weird. That I was like, oh my God, this is pretty cool, because I don't like the stove and heating up and everything else. I could just push the button and it's there, right? So those things are great. But there's a certain level where material gain just shrouds your happiness, because you feel more happy because you just got this new material gain. Life is bigger than that. So I'm gonna quote Jim Rohn here. So Jim Rohn says, happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It is something you design for the present. You know what? That's very interesting after what we just talked about on the trading floor. I read this, but now I'm like putting this together on what we talk. Being present, enjoying the present, and do not postpone your happiness for the future. That's very, very, very interesting. We were just having a nice little conversation on the future for Laura about me being so analytical, and I'm always looking for the most perfect trade. You know what? This mindset might be really for me. All right, let's go ahead and keep on going. So, role of challenges, right? So, understand, you won't appreciate anything without hard work, right? You can't look at a challenge and be like, this is something. I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong topic. I moved to the wrong topic. Let me move this over because this thing is blocking me. All right, there we go. Internal versus external success, right? So internal versus external success. So distinguishing one of the biggest challenges that we have as far as our internal success and our external success, right? So when we're looking at internal success, right, we're looking at things that we know for a fact it will give us that self-satisfaction. We already talked about the misconception of material gain, but what type of gain that you're getting from yourself on an internal side? Like, okay, so let's think of some external markers, right? Some external markers might be an award that you got from your job, or maybe it's your profit, or because you look at your portfolio and you're like, hey, I made X amount of dollars, I made X amount of dollars, I am great at what I'm doing. But what are some internal markers that can give you that sense of self, that sense of you are doing what is necessary to be such a successful trader, and you can be able to conquer the world? Well, here's a couple of them. We talked about it in Focusing Our Dreams on Saturday. And like I said, I'm going to redo that one on Saturday because I want to get the recording in there. But you got to focus on your dreams. And you already know the acronym. If you're not in the cheat code, by all means, go to cheatcode.com, come to our Saturday class. I really get into that acronym in itself. But we talk about resilience. We talk about always learning, always getting better. Neil always talks about this. Be 1% better every single day. The growth, right? Doesn't it feel good when you see, oh, wow, they taught me this, that, and a third, and now I'm flourishing, I'm growing as a trader. Doesn't that give you that internal success to be able to be where you are right now? And that's part of being happy. Because not only did you invest the time, you're starting to reap some of the items that you sowed as you put in that work, right? So let's go to the next topic. Now is the role of challenges. All right. I guess I was so happy about this part that I wanted to get to the next part. So the role of challenges is to remember, like, if you are, let's go with something very extreme. If you're a thief, right? You're a bank robber, right? The challenges of being a bank robber is, of course, it's a crime. You don't want to go through all that, but you're going to plot out, set up, and do everything. You're going to analyze, you're going to case, you're going to do everything. If a criminal will case a bank, right, to find out where the cameras are, where the security guards are, where everything else, how can you as an individual wake up in the morning and then just go straight to your chart and just start executing the trade, but you haven't even drawn a trend line yet? So you have to embrace the challenge that it's going to take work. And the challenges aren't there to be a barrier, and it's not mundane work, just like a student in school where they're like, oh my God, I got to do 20 assignments, answer 20 questions. No, this is the challenge. This is going to form who you are as a trader by doing the challenges. If it's a challenge for you to be able to minimize how much trade you take in a day, by all means, embrace the challenge. Don't think of it as a hindrance or a barrier or you being locked in to a system. Find your happiness in that, because what that's going to do is going to mold you, right? And my favorite quote from Jim Rohn is, don't wish it was easier. Wish that you were better. And that's an important thing, to do some self-reflection so that way you can be happy with yourself. Are you happy on how much you've become better as a trader? If you're not, then do some of the challenges that's needed so that way you can be able to get that growth, build that happiness, and be able to conquer each and every one of those challenges. That will make you a better trader. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the next part. Right? So you got to cultivate contentment. You got to be happy with what you get. Imagine if your kid came up to you and said, can I have dinner? You give them dinner. It's a full plate. You know they can have as much as they like, but at the end of the day, they eat half and they're saying, I'm still hungry. Well, why don't you at least eat what you have right there? Why aren't you happy with what you got right there? What do you want more? What are you still challenging yourself to be like, I want more, I want more? You're out of the trade. You got 10 ticks, you got 30 ticks, you got 10%, you got 30%, but then you hear Joe Schmo across the street has 100% or 1,000 ticks, and you're like, oh man, now you just robbed yourself of that happiness because you allow envy to creep in. Be happy for what it is. I talked about it last week. It is your race, not my race, not the next person's race, not your mama's race, not your daddy's race, not your Uncle Bobby, Ricky, whatever his name is, race. It is your race. So what are you doing so that way you can be able to practice that gratitude for everything that you've done and be able to embrace the growth you experienced? And if you want more, plan for more. And if you plan for more and it's doing everything according to plan, then you will reap more. And I tell all my traders when it's all said and done, stop worrying about how many ticks you got, how many percentage that you got. Yes, look at it, but are you able to perform in the market? Are you able to get 10, 15, 20%? If that's the most that you ever had, all right, push for 25 later, but don't go swing for the fences for 100. At least be happy that you got 25 and then write a plan around how can I get to a point where I can start reaping some benefits all the way to 100%. All right. So that's very, very important. Value your contentment as a foundation. Build your joy on what you have, not on what you want. Okay. All right. So let's go to the next one. So we've had this conversation before. This is nothing brand new, but I'm going to emphasize here. Enjoy the process. The joy of the process is going to build that growth in itself. You're going to look at where you were and you're going to see how much you've grown from that point, and you're going to be able to attack whatever challenges is in front of you. And as you conquer those challenges, guess what? Now you got another bar to reach. All right. Now it's the next bar and next bar. Take it one step at a time. Usain Bolt did not turn into the fastest runner because he came out the womb crawling and started deciding to be a runner. No, he had to train. He had to practice. He had to put in the work. He had to show growth. He had to have happiness. He had to at least be content of what he was capable of. And when he was content with that, he said, I will challenge myself further. But he had to have a baseline. You don't even have a foundation, but you want to go ahead and build a 10-story house on top of no foundation. That's not how it's going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and give another quote. This is from Jim Rohn as well. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you will fall into somebody else's plan. And guess what? They have planned nothing for you. They don't have nothing for you. Not much is planned for you. Then a trader is on the other side of you. You enter a trade as a buy, or you take a call as if you're taking option contracts. On the other side, somebody is selling you that they're looking for you to fail. So if you don't have no plan going into that call position, why are you in the trade? Because now you just fell into his trap. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. That's not what I meant. You fell into his plan. His plan was to sell it to the first person that was dumb. Oh, oops, no. The first person that was thinking that they were willing to make more money on that call position, but then they find out, oh man, it's going against me, but he's reaping the benefits. He sold you that position. If you do not design your own life plan, chances are you will fall into somebody else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not a damn thing. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the next one. We're going to go ahead and balance our ambition with appreciation. Just like I told you about fear and greed. Fear and greed, it is up to you to balance that. I can't control that for you. I can't click the button for you. I cannot stop you from doing what you want to do. It's up to you to balance your ambition to understand it with appreciation. Because when you get too ambitious, you end up being too greedy. And if you're too greedy, you fall victim to the market. Always strive to do better. Be 1% better. There's nothing wrong with that. We never said not to be 1% better. But if you're over here and you keep on striving to get 10,000 point ticks, $10,000, $100, you keep striving for that, but you haven't even taken $1. What are you doing? Get the foundation first. Understand that this journey itself is where you find the joy. all that materialistic things, the things that you know for a fact you could buy if you got all this money, the plans that you could do with your family. You could get your parents out of that house. You want to get a new house. You could get your that new car, because the car that you're driving, it keeps sputtering and breaking down. You got to put oil every 10 miles. Whatever your issue is, it doesn't matter. Enjoy the process, because if you don't, it's going to feel like a chore. And if it feels like a chore, you're not going to want to do it. So to recap what we always cover, it's very important. I'll probably switch this up, but I want y'all to really focus. That's why I brought this back, right? Is the practical tools for mindfulness and trading, right? Self-awareness and emotional check-ins. Ask yourself how you feel before you take the trade. Sometimes the trade might come out a little bit faster, this, that, third. If you have to walk away, walk away. It's okay to kind of check your emotions and come back to reset. Journal and reflective analysis. If you're not journaling, I'm telling you, you'll never know where you're going if you never know where you came from. Setting boundaries and limits. If you're not supposed to lose more than $500 out of your account, don't wait to $600 and then you're like, oh man, I'm down 1,000. Educate yourself on market climates. Today was a perfect example of that. Imagine if you didn't actually open your FX book, right? And found out that today was the day that they were going to release PPI. And you was in a trade before 8:30. Because you didn't understand the market climates, you don't do your research, you don't do your homework, you don't do the journey, you do not do everything necessary to become a trader. If you're in the wrong position, they would have liquidated you. It would have cost you money. You're going to ask, why? And then you probably don't even journal. And then out of nowhere, you don't even know what went wrong. You're going to do it again next time. Scenario and planning. If you don't have a strategy, you already fall victim to the market. Diversification and portfolio rebalancing. If you took a lot of green today was some good moves. Some of them was a little janky. You know, we kind of call it janky on the floor. Very choppy for those that are not too eloquent to our verbiage. Yes, there was some smooth sailing too. But if you made some money, by all means, take a portion, do something with it. Do something nice for yourself because you earned it. You did the work. Take a portion, put it in some type of long-term investment. That way, you know you're secure for your future. You store away some nuts for winter. You don't know when the next winter is going to be. And then whatever is left in your portfolio to trade, that's the one that's going to be in its highest risk and can be exposed to the elements. We've talked about exposure. And then mindfulness and meditation. After we're done with this call, I don't know what you do. I don't know how you do it, but however way you get yourself reset to zero, maybe it's just my call and it's enough for you. But at the end of the day, I want you to get to the point where you reset yourself back to zero and get yourself ready for tomorrow, because today will not be tomorrow. CPI data comes out tomorrow. It might be something completely crazy, but you have to get back to equilibrium. Or you're going to be too overconfident. And if you're overconfident, congratulations, you're going to go ahead and fall into a buzzsaw. And if you're too depressed, you're going to be like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. And you probably procrastinate, anxiety, hesitate, and then you don't take the trade. You are a great trader. You are completely ready for the market. How you're ready for the market has to be by letting go. And like somebody told me today, live in the moment. All right. I am going to go ahead and open up for anyone that wants to share this. If you want to share, let us know. You can chime in.
You know me, I'll share.
Hey, Christy.
What day is it? Wednesday? Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's been a great week. It's a great life. All kinds of BS is happening in the world, but I don't think I've ever been this happy in my life. I'm just grateful for cheat code. I'm grateful. I'm just happy to be here. And that's literally all I want to share. I hope everybody is, no, it's not. I want to piggyback off of Jeff because it's occurring to me moment by moment lately that more than anything, I'm supposed to be happy. And I've been looking around at the world and like, it's just crazy out there. I'm discovering that the more I focus on me what I'm doing wrong, right, whatever. The more I improve myself, the better my trading gets. Like, Jeff, it is weird out here, but it's wonderful. And I'm just hoping that everybody, whether you're new or experienced, that you are letting everything that's external to you fall away. If there are folk
Yeah.
gossiping about you, ignore it. Please ignore it because it doesn't matter. It's just a distraction. And the
Mhm.
whole reason why it's a distraction is to help you learn how to stop being distracted. If you're not taking the lesson, you're probably crying in the bed, you're depressed, you've got a lot of gossip and drama going on in your life. You could stop that in an instant by closing your mouth, stopping rehearsing all the drama and stuff, and just focus on what you're doing. Go trade, go back test, go call a trading friend, find an accountability partner. Whatever it is that you're trying to do it with all your heart, soul, and strength. You won't have time for anything else. And then you'll look around and you're like, oh my God, I made $10,000 today. What happened? You became yourself. So thank you, Jeff. I love it here. I will never leave. If I don't have to leave, I'm never going nowhere.
Thank you very much for sharing. I appreciate that. No, absolutely. And it's funny that you can get yourself so completely wrapped up easily in this market. And if things aren't going your way, it could really like bog you down. And then instead of you living, like you said, it was like living in the moment. Now you're probably carrying that lingering effect of the previous trade, and you're like, oh my God, what am I doing? Holy crap. Only if, and then the FOMO, and then the regret, and then remember what we talked about. It was like at the end of the day, you got anger and shame that can easily creep up, but disgust doesn't stop you from just making the change and ignoring the fact that you're angry and shameful. Now being wrapped up in that, now you're not even focused on the trade in front of you, and now you're upset. So it's very important that you live in the moment. Love thyself first, right? And it seems like you're really starting to get to that point. Yep. Anyone else wants to share? Anyone else wants to chime in? Hmm. All right.
Come on, y'all. It's been a janky week. I know y'all have been going through it because I have. I've been crying and everything, sweating, exercising. Somebody got to share. I know it's a lot going on out here.
Listen, if they don't like, I feel better when I share, so that's why I always do what I do. So it works for me. Maybe it doesn't work for others, but either way, I would love for y'all to figure out how you want to be able to express yourself and get it out of your system. All right, go ahead, Javi.
Well, the only thing I gotta say about mindset to me about trading is like everything in life. You want to go to the gym, you have got to have a good mindset. Because if you don't go to the gym, with a good mindset, you ain't gonna work out. So anything you do, relationship, kids, everything has to be driven by a mindset. So why trading be anything different? When I used to own, businesses, restaurants and stuff, if I had a positive attitude, then it'll be a good day. But
Yeah.
it's all driven in the mindset. I mean, trading, is no different. I mean, it just have to be. You can't just pick and choose. If you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
And if you have to take a step back, or maybe get on some of these calls and say, "Hey Jeff, I feel bummed out. Hey Christy, I feel bummed out. Can you help me out here?" And they'll pick you up so you can go straight forward. And that's what I like about Chico. And that's all I gotta say.
Of course, of course. Thank you, Javi. Like I said, if you don't have a trading community, come to Cheat Code. It's www.cheatcode.com. We have a large community, a lot of people that is willing to help. And we hold each other accountable when it comes down to our trading, and we have fun doing it. So if you feel like you're doing this by yourself, or you feel like when you're trading, you have no one to talk to, live trading floors, charting classes, everything. So come check us out. Anyone else wants to share? All right. Looks like that is all we have. All right, we could tap out here. By all means, check us out. This is my schedule. I'm going to change my charting class. I'll update this later. But Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 1:30 is the futures trading floor. I am a futures funded trader. Also, night trading is suspended for right now. We kind of have a little thing going on, but for now, night trade is suspended. Also, charting classes, I'm going to find a way to do a variation of it, something that's a little bit more recorded. So I'll update the time later. Mindset today is 5 p.m. to 5:30. Of course, we kind of ran over a little bit. And then Saturday is our participation mindset. That's the one where we really, really did that, do a deep dive and dive really into some things that we cover in the week. And it's a little bit more detailed as far as everything else that we talk about. So thank you for watching. By all means, scan the QR code so that we can book your one-on-one for Mindset to Futures. And I will see y'all later. Yeah, have a great day.
Thank you, Jeff.
Peace. Thank you. Peace.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, have a great day.